Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we've got James E. Pepper 1776 Barrel Proof. Now, I have never had this particular bourbon. The only bourbon that I've ever shot on this channel is the James E. Pepper Decanter Series. And this is probably the first bottle that I actually have in my possession and don't do a bottle drop. You can see, there is nothing special about this bottle. It comes in at 116 proof. It's got burgundy wax on it. It just says James E. Pepper 1776. It's a brown bottle. There is nothing special about this bottle. You can't even see what the color of the distillate is inside of the bottle. Now, one thing that I did find kind of odd is when you look on James E. Pepper's website, you don't see this bottle. Like, you see the 100 proof bourbon, you see the 100 proof rye. They've won all types of awards, double gold, San Francisco 2021, another one, 16 double gold, San Francisco. They won a couple in New York. So they've won gold and double gold in quite a few competitions. Now, we all know what happened to my Mac 10, man. Henry McKenna, once that thing won the double gold, it just took off. Like, nobody could find it. But this thing right here stayed at a consistent price, and I guess it stayed on the shelf. So this one right here says on the back of the bottle that it is aged over 3 years. But the price is $47.99. That is a decent price. You guys know how I feel about Blue Note. Blue Note is one of my 3-year-old monsters. It comes in at a great proof, great price, and great flavors. This one right here, we will see. Let's get into the nose. Oaky on the nose. There's a bit of a dark fruit, almost like a fig. Touch of ethanol. When I first cracked this thing open, the ethanol punched me in the face. It has, it's gone down a lot since then. More of that fig comes out. Just a slight touch of citrus. Almost floral on the nose. I didn't get that when I first cracked this bottle open. All right, let's get into the palate. Shout out to Bourbon Hunter. Got my Bourbon Hunter Glen too. That's got a really nice palate. I pick up cinnamon, but not overbearing. Like, it's a touch of cinnamon, slightly just a hint of a clove note. It's very sweet. You almost get this, I would say, like a caramel popcorn. So I think, not Jack in the Box. I can't think of the name of it right now, but they used to come with the little prize of the box. That popcorn is what I'm getting on the palate. It's very sweet, finishes with a lot of char. Little bit, it's a little spicy. Got a little bit of a jalapeno spice in it too. Let's go back into the nose. Yeah, see, the nose really comes alive for me anyway on the second sip. Or after the second sip. First sip, wow. It's really sweet on the nose now. Like, that floral note, gone. More of a milk chocolate. That's pretty much it. All right, let's go back in for the second sip. Oh man, that is nice. It's spicy in the back though. So it does get spicy, jalapeno, peppery in the back. You get a lot of char in the back. But up front, it's very sweet. It's very mapley. It's got this nice date fig note in it. I won't say it's nutty. It's got just a touch of a nuttiness in there, but it's not like you pick it up right away oh my gosh, that's overdone. No, not like that at all. This is done very well. Now, like I said earlier, the weird thing is this bottle is not on the website. The regular bourbon and the regular rye that's on the website, 1776, both say distilled in Indiana. All right, but when you look at the decanter series and you look at the Old Pepper series, both of those, they give you a mash bill. They don't give you a mash bill breakdown. So they give you corn, rye, malted barley, and malted rye. So you could kind of say that's a 4 grain because you have rye and then a malted rye. So it's a variation of the grain. But when you look at both of those say distilled in the Old Pepper Distillery. So those are not sourced. However, these plain Jane bottles, I don't know, what they were doing in the beginning, if they were just like, you know what, until our stock gets older and old enough and good enough in taste that we can release it, we'll just put it in these like plain Jane bottles, and then we'll eventually do away with these bottles. I don't know if that was the plan. Maybe since they've won so many awards with the Indiana bourbon that they decided to keep these bottles around. I don't know. I really don't. I have not had any of the Old Pepper yet. I do know where to go to get it. After having the James E. Pepper decanter series, and I know where to go to get that one too. I do want to start getting more into the James E. Pepper stuff, the stuff that they're actually distilling at the Pepper Distillery, the Old Pepper Distillery, because that stuff is good. This is very, very good too. If you see this on the shelf, do not pass it up. I think that this is definitely worth picking up. So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. Is this worth the chase? I know it's not everywhere, so that's why I'm kind of doing the chase thing instead of, just being on the shelf, love it, like it, or leave it. But is this worth the chase? I'm gonna say no. It's a very good bourbon. It's not like something that's mind-blowing that you have to have. I really, really enjoy like that fig note, that caramel popcorn note, that bit of jalapeno spice in the back. I really like all of that. I think it is very well done, especially for a bourbon that is aged just over 3 years, because it just says aged over 3 years. I would not say that there are any grainy notes in this thing at all. Maybe if I put it beside some older whiskey, maybe it'll bring some of those notes out, but as of right now, I am not finding any of those. Is it worth retail? Shout out to Virginia, because I was supposed to send her a sample of the J.W. Kelly. The store that I went to that normally has the J.W. Kelly sitting on the shelf did not have it. So I saw this and I picked this up. So Virginia, I'm going to reach out to you, try and get you a sample of this and maybe some other things. I know it's been a while since Akshay's bourbon meetup. I know I promised you that sample because yours tasted really, really weird. Anyway, but $47.99 is what I paid for this bottle. Now out the door was like $51 and some change. So is it worth retail? I would say definitely. 3 years old and to taste like this, at $47.99, I would pay that all day. Who is it for? Coming in at 116.6 proof, man. I'm going to definitely say intermediate to experienced bourbon drinker. And the reason why I say that is because that jalapeno spice in the back might be a bit much for someone who is just getting into bourbon or just stepping over that 100 proof mark to handle. Will this always be on a bar? As long as that store, and shout out to Jimmy Paddocks, as long as that store has these on the shelf, it will always be on the bar. And with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out. Let's get into a drop. Till next time.